Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to change your life. Last shiur of Inyanah Chassidus. This shiur is for shleima for Chaim, David, Refael, Ben Sarah, Tzien Ben Sarah, and Chaim, Baruch, Eliezer, Ben, Raisa, Esther. And also for shleima to Rachel Bas Eliezer. Okay. So we're heading up to the last. This is the last class of Inyanah Chassidus. And it's been an amazing journey. Let's finish it up. Okay. So basically, in the last class, we have been discussing how Chassidus, how everything we talked about till now in regards to Chassidus also sheds light and really brings out a better understanding even in the Nigla. And so we gave an example that it says that the Chachamim, they made a takana, like a zero, that basically if there's an unearned property, meaning object, that's in the Reshus Rabbim, there's different opinions. It's basically in the side of the road, just off the main fairway, thoroughway, and like an alley, and you find something. So the Chaim made a gezerah that the Dalet Amos around the area around you is yours, and therefore, and they didn't know they wouldn't get into arguments, and therefore you don't have to do anything. You take it yours. But what they did was they made in a way that it's the area is yours, and being that the area is yours, so what's in the area that's movable is yours to be able to take. So for example, you're in the alleyway and you find something that it says not owned, so to speak, an iPhone that says not owned, so that's yours. You don't have to say that's mine. You don't have to do anything. It's yours. Why? Because of this decree that 4 amos around you is yours. Now the question the Gemara asks brings up the question, but the Gemara brings up where's the basis from this idea? It's because when a person has property, they fence it off, and therefore, and that area is theirs. Now, if something in that area that's not theirs is there, so they would have to say, this is in my property and this is mine. So the obvious glaring question is if in regards to the basis of the law of the Gzera that we said is from this example, that the whole area is yours, and in the case the whole area is yours, you have to say specifically that this object that is hefker, that's in my property, it's in my area, is mine. So then how come when it comes to being in the alleyway and it's which you don't own, if you see an iPhone that's hefker next to you, you don't have to say anything, you can get to take it. It should be for sure you'd have to say something. If by the basis of this logic, you have to say something, so to now you have to say something. So that's what we were discussing. And then we ran through a little bit, and so I wanted to get through it again. So what we've learned till now in regards to Chassidus explains it. That's a little deep, so if you don't get it, it's don't worry. So Abeb is at page 101 in this book, just before Ois Chaf Aleph. Abeb's explanation is like this. The reason why the 4 amos, you don't have to say anything, is because the 4 amos represents the Yechidah. And that little Yechidah is above words, it's above logic, it's above reasoning, it's your essence. And that's yours. And therefore, you don't have to say anything, you require whatever's there, it's yours. You acquire it because this is your Yechidah. Because when it comes to the Yechidah, it doesn't tap in to the lower level of daya, of knowledge and intellect. That's on a lower level. The Yechidah is above that. So it doesn't have these realms of reality. So therefore you don't have to say anything. You just take it. It's yours. Ella shehispashtus haYechidah b'dar amaysav hu b'shvil kinyan chayfetz. But the reason why the Yechidah is spreading itself out to these 4 amos is not to better acquire these things. Which is acquiring something that's outside of us. What does it mean acquiring something outside of us in spiritual terms? Meaning the powers of the person themselves. That the four levels of the person, which is the nefesh, ruach, neshama, chaya, which, like we talked about before, is like the four levels of interpretation of Torah, and within us there's these four levels. So the purpose of the Yechida spreading itself outwards in the four amos is meaning it's the purpose of the Yechida expressing itself in all parts of us. Now, these four levels by themselves cannot come and reveal the Yechida. Virak, meaning like for example, let's say Moedani, the Pshat, the Rebbe, and the Side don't express the explanation of Chassidus, of the Yechida. It's the Yechida, the Chassidus expresses what they truly mean, but it's not the opposite way around. That when these four levels, one of these levels are coming to refine something physical that's outside of the person, requiring something into our rishus, into our possession, shel adam. Why are we taking it? He's taking this object and using it for a godly purpose. Only then he reveals the yichida. Meaning like this. Meaning, in the example we gave, the four amos, the person automatically requires it because it's talking about the yichida. And the yichida is on that level that it's above intellect. The Moshiach doesn't have to say anything. It's there for it to refine. Whereas the four lower levels, which is like the whole area, the reason why the only way the person gets it is by saying something is because it can't automatically express the yichida. It's through taking that chafetz, that thing, that object, that iPhone that says it's a hefker, and taking it and using it for davar shebekudush. And so what we're seeing here is without the halach, without the Chassidus, this question is a blind question. He also brings in the footnote that really this question is asked by different commentators and Beis Yosef, but the answer they give doesn't really work. And so this answer we're saying, and the Rebbe doesn't really elaborate for whatever reason. But this answer gives a good answer, so we understand that it's sort of talking about two levels. By the level of the Yichidas, that's why you don't have to say anything, and that's why automatically you get it. Whereas by the level of Shara Magician side, which is the lower level, so therefore you have to say something because they're on a level of speech, a level, of being internalized, brought down to this physical world. And a way to reveal the Yichida is through that level. Now, Chaf Aleph, and finishing up, and Rebbe is going to sort of giving his parting words. Page 103 in this, Chaf Aleph. So according to everything that we've explained until now, Yumtak, this will sweeten this, that the preparation and the vessel, the asimar, for Masa to come, meaning Moshiach, who are fast mayanos chutadafka. Now we can understand why it's so important to spread Chassidus for Moshiach to come. Why? And the Rebbe is going to explain why. Because besides the fact shemikevan shegilui haMashiach yiyeh b'chol Inyanah Olam. Besides the fact that Mashiach will express itself in everything, ad asher v'roch ol bas, until all flesh will be able to see, and therefore automatically gamma haChassidus v'haklilazeh. Therefore, when Mashiach comes, everything will see godliness. So the preparation for that is revealing godliness in everything. V'haklilazeh he hafas mayanos. Bakel is to spread haChassidus in everything. To the lowest levels, not just within us, but even the world outside of us. That to spread Chassidus outwards. Bitui, mahus, ma'inois, Chassidus, the truest expression of the essence of Chassidus, it's specifically, like we explained before, is when it goes out, spread that outwards. The truest form of Chassidus is not when we sit in yeshiva or a seminary or in shul and we learn Chassidus, but it's when the Chassidus affects our lives to the extent that we are affecting people around us. As long as Chassidus stays inside, meaning in the Dar Amos, in Crown Heights, in your community, in your house, but it doesn't go out to your workplace and to the people around you, and you're not on fire, the Chassidus is affecting everyone else. Adai amitis mahusam. It doesn't really bring out and express the truest idea, the essence of what Chassidus is. Bias Mashiach, who mahus haChassidus, and being that the preparation and the vessel for the Mashiach's coming is the essence of Chassidus, like we've been talking about till now. Who it's meaning, therefore, it's an obligation of all of us. Lahafitz is a ma'ayana shchutz could take this Chassidus and spread it out outwards. Outwards, it means within ourselves that the part of us that doesn't want to learn Chassidus and doesn't want to get up and do the right things and doesn't want to connect to Hashem, we have to learn how to talk to it. If add to the extent they transform the chutza, what we are looking at as outwards, to become the mayanos, the well springs, the ones that are expressing Chassidus. That specifically through this, misbate mahus mayanos, expresses the essence of what really the mayanos are, what Chassidus is. And then Mashiach comes. So how to get Mashiach comes is Chassidus is spread outward. Chassidus is the essence of everything. And the truest expression of Chassidus, the mahus of Chassidus, is specifically in the mundane, in the physical, in the side of us that doesn't want to do it, and in the world around us. Abu Hashim bin Zakin, as the Alter says, She'az, that then his darkei hagashmius, then the gashmius, the physicality will be refined. Haynu shiyeh gashmi, that it's not going to not be physical. Elam, she's darkei, but it'll be physical but refined. Haguf, the body of ha'elam in the whole world. The Yari Hashem Lisa, and the light of Hashem will shine to the Jewish people. Believe Shum Levush without any garments. We'll see godliness clearly. Be no questions. It'll be obvious. It'll be clear. And from this rays that comes to the Jewish people, that it will reach also to the darkness, that also the nations of the world, Gamkein, also they will get this revelation of godliness. Because like it says, Kol basa yachtav, all flesh together, meaning everybody. Kol yeshei teva artzecha, everyone that dwells in the inhabitants of the world. V'geimer umavar, and Alter explains v'hinei tachlis hashleimus hazeh shleimus Mashiach, the ultimate purpose, completeness of Mashiach, utchias hamesim, and the revival of the dead is totally b'ma'aseinu v'adeseinu. It's all depend on our avodah. Calls man meshach galus, the whole time that we're in galus. It's all depend on us. For this to happen, what we're talking about now, that everyone will see godliness clearly and will know what the truth is. That works when we do afas mayanos, we spread Chassidus outwards. It means when we learn Chassidus in a way that we work on ourselves and we transform ourselves and we speak to the side of us that's not interested and we teach it how to be interested. And not just that, we come and express it in the streets. And we go out to work, and we go out to meet people, and we meet people that aren't Chassidim, or they're not Jewish. We talk to them in a way that we reveal Chassidus in a way they can understand. And this is what the Fatz Mayanis is, and this is what brings Mashiach. But like we said in the beginning, that what causes the reward for the mitzvah, mitzvah is the mitzvah itself. The reward of, like we said I think it was in base, that the reward of the mitzvah of Mashiach, like through understanding the cause of Mashiach, we understand the reward of what Chassidus is. And Chassidus is the reward of Chassidus Mashiach. It's how it's through revealing what Mashiach is revealing godliness. It's having godliness revealed everywhere, and through us revealing godliness everywhere, we're bringing Mashiach. B'geula hamitzvah shleima v'kar mamish, in the ultimate and complete redemption, mamish, literally, should happen nowadays. Amen. Shkayach. Just a quick story before we finish. They once asked the Rebbe that they asked him, what's your goal? Like, how do you know you've achieved? And he said, when Chassidus is written up in the New York Times. And exactly, I think this is sort of, that's like the simplest way of explaining it. This is what we're saying. And what does it mean to make sure we don't lose the practicality of this? It means that we learn Chassidus. The purpose of Chassidus is to transform us and to see godliness. What does it mean to see godliness in our lives? It means to see what's the right thing to do in every given situation. Should I be davening now? Should I be learning now? Should I be taking a break now? Should I be eating this? Should I be doing exercise? Should I be speaking nicely? And it's not that we do everything perfectly. It's that we recognize what's right and wrong. That's the revelation of Elikus. That's the clarity of Elikus. It gives us, what I did before wasn't, I shouldn't have done it that way. I should have done it differently. Things like that. And it starts by learning Chassidus, and then it continues by applying the Chassidus that we learn and thinking about a practical application to what we've learned. That's the truest expression of it. And that ultimately should help also bring it outwards, that the people around us and the world around us were able to share this information that we have from the Chassidus that we've learned, which is the Achana for Moshiach. And like we said, it's talui b'ma'aseinu v'avodaseinu. Moshiach's coming is dependent on this, exactly what we're doing, what we're talking about. If we do this, Moshiach comes. So we should matzliach, and we should enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed this journey. I certainly did, and very happy. Thank you very much for joining, and to be continued the next Maimer.